Mush bar, an edible putrefied mud slop, preferable to starvation, but only just barely. May cause diarrhea. That's fantastic. So Eleanor is going to be a nightmare if she gets diarrhea and flatulence at the same time. No one is going to want to sleep next to her. Hello everybody, I'm Keyin and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. This is a new game from Klei Entertainment, the same guys behind Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together, also Mark of the Ninja, one of my favorite all-time games. Honestly, guys, I love that game. Also Shank, those are all really great games. Klei knows what they're doing when they're making video games, and this is no different than the rest of those that I listed. This game looks super cool. It is a colony simulator, much like RimWorld, actually, but done in kind of like a 2D style. So it's not the isometric top-down view that RimWorld has. It's more of a side view, almost like Fallout Shelter or something like that. So it looks really cool. Now, I've never really played games like this, so I'm kind of going to be learning as I go. I did start my own colony here just to kind of figure out the controls and just some core basics, but other than that, I'm very much going into this blind, and I'm probably going to make a lot of terrible decisions and bad mistakes, but hopefully you guys can help me along the way. I hope that this series does well on my channel because I would love to continue playing it on the channel. So be sure to let me know if this is something that you guys want to continue seeing as we develop our colony further on and become a glorious civilization on some distant planet. At least that's the goal. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But anyways, without any further ado, why don't we jump into a new game and just get this thing started? Okay, so of course, first things first, we've got to assemble our crew, and we get to pick from 3 different crew members right off the bat. And as you can see, they all have their own unique characteristics and quirks, all kinds of weird stuff going on. Metrodora, that seems like a really difficult name to say, but she's naturally robust, which means that this duplicant's hardy immune system repels most common illnesses. That seems good. And she's also narcoleptic. So she can fall asleep at any point in time. That seems not so good, but it's an interesting quirk. We can shuffle it and we can change it, but you know what? I like her name. I like her attitude. Look at her doing her breathing exercises. She's adorable. So we're going to stick to Metrodora. And keep in mind that all these little guys, they're replicants. So they're like, you'll see, but they're essentially clones that are printed. I'm not making that up. It's weird, right? She's got some decor expectations. I guess this is kind of something along the lines of making things look nice, so if things are ugly, it bothers her. Her stress response is vomiter. She throws up when she gets stressed. I feel for you, Metrodora. That's rough. That's rough. Metrodoras love watching old black and white films, especially if they have robots in them. That's adorable. All right. So we've got Nails here too, who is not very smart. He's kind of a dum-dum. He's just sitting here. He's got some good, things going for him, but I don't know if he's something that we want to hold on to. I feel like the digging is really nice to have on hand, but I'm not sure if we want all these +1s. So why don't we shuffle Nails? Josie, no, you're not. No, you got issues. Birdie here is kind of a jack of all trades. She's amphibious as well. Moves as quickly underwater as they do on land. Wow, that's impressive. Gastrophobia, she can't cook. She cannot cook even though she has a +1 cooking skill. You know what? I don't really like Birdie, so we're gonna swap her out. Floyd, nah. Nope, definitely not Red. I would like someone that's good in construction. I feel like that's what we should go for here. Oh, here we go. We got construction. Architect. Grungy. That's a great name, too. How could I say no to Grungy? She's an early bird, so she wakes up bright and early. Yeah. She's also a scaredy cat, so she can't fight. She doesn't get into combat. Okay. We'll make do with that. And then Ada. I don't know if we want Ada. Maybe an artist with some medicine skills. That seems kind of good. I wonder if we should have cooking. Well, we have cooking from Grungy. Tilly here has an irritable bowel. That's disgusting. He's also an early bird, just like Grungy. They can hang out together. He's got a lot of good stuff going for him. Is this a man? Is this a boy? I like Eleanor. I like what Eleanor's got for her. She's a grease monkey, so she likes using the wrench, and she's also flatulent, so she farts a lot. I like this. I like this crew. I think this is a good starting point. we'll make do with whatever the choices that we have made. This is what we're sticking with. Now we have to name our colony. I have no idea what to name it. I wish I was doing this live so you guys could give me some ideas. I'll tell you what, I've been eating a lot of Almond Joys. Almond Joys, you know, they're like the chocolate bar. It's like coconut and almonds covered in chocolate. So with that in mind, we're gonna call our colony the Joyful Cocoa Nuts. Is that how you spell coconut? I think that's how you spell coconut. Joyful Coconuts. Let's embark. All right, so here is our starting area, and as you can see, our crew has awoken miles beneath the surface of an unfamiliar terrestrial body. Oddly, they have no recollection of how they got here. It might be best to start digging. Okay, so this is all we've got. This is everything we've got going for us. You can see it's got this side view of our area that we can kind of explore. Obviously, one of the most important resources that you have to maintain is oxygen, and you can see there is oxygen pockets throughout the land, but there are going to be areas where there is no oxygen. So for instance, well, I don't actually, oh, here you go, we got vacuum, so it's unbreathable here. We'd actually have to produce oxygen to sustain life in areas like this, but it seems like we have a pretty decent supply of oxygen throughout this area, and also algae. Algae is going to come in handy as well. But let's just, let's start, I think, maybe by making our way up here, so we can hit G and we can start digging here. So I'm just going to kind of do like steps just to kind of get us through. I think that'll work. You can also speed up and slow down time. We can pause it by hitting spacebar, as I did, and then we'll tab through the different speeds that we have. So I'm just going to keep it at normal speed. Oh, someone farted. It's probably the flatulent one. Eleanor, you're the flatulent one, aren't you? You're farting. You're taking away our oxygen. They couldn't breathe when she farted. Maybe she wasn't a good choice, but how could I resist? How could I resist? All right, so we made it up into this area. Now, I'm not sure exactly what's the best way to go about it. It says that the colony requires toilets. So you know what? That seems important. So maybe what we'll do is we'll make a toilet room. I think I'm just gonna make a room right here, and also that, and hopefully they can carve out some. What is that thing? A morb. Hello, morb. He's living in hydrogen. That seems real dangerous. Yeah, we don't want to go up there. That's probably something that we have to address much, much further down the line. In the meantime, let's just maintain our lives. So we need to build a toilet, and that should be in the furniture here. No, not furniture, plumbing. Where's plumbing? There's plumbing, and we get an outhouse. So we'll just put the outhouse at the end of this room here, and we'll just speed up time a little bit. So they're gonna dig through here and eventually build that outhouse. Now, we kind of have to plan what we're gonna do here. I'm not sure exactly what to do. Storage seems important. Tiles seems kind of relatively important, probably to keep things clean, like keep things nice. We probably want to get to that eventually. Food, yeah, we definitely want food. But we need more resources for that. Oh, and cots are probably very important as well. So you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and put some cots down here. Now, can I harvest these? Harvest. Go ahead and harvest all these plants up because they are in the way. And dig that thing up and dig that up. Okay. I love the look of this game, man. Look at these awesome guns that they have. Oh, yeah. Eleanor farted again. She's so happy about it though. Just farting all over the place. I love the look of all these little characters. It's so well done. Klei always makes just beautiful animations for all their little characters. It's fantastic stuff. I cannot wait to dig into this game some more. So, what were we doing? We were building ourselves some beds. I feel like beds are important for our little people here. So we're gonna go ahead and set up some beds here. We've also got this stuff called oxalite. Now this stuff seems to emit oxygen over time. Now I don't think it will do that indefinitely. I think it will eventually run out of oxygen, and eventually we are gonna have to produce our own oxygen. Now how we do that, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sure that we can figure it out. All right, so our toilet is almost done. We've almost got a pooper ready to go, which is fantastic news for our colonists. I can't blame them for being upset about that one. We can get rid of these tip messages because I've already read through these and kind of given you guys a rundown of how the controls, the basic controls work. I think it would be in our best interest to kind of get into this node and probably this one here. Water is also a very important resource that I haven't dabbled in too much, but I'm sure you guys recognize the value of water. We all have to drink to stay alive, so that's something that we're gonna take advantage of. Okay, so we can poop now. That's great. Good for business. And maybe we should build a compactor. Stores resources of your choosing. Interesting. Maybe we're not quite there yet. We probably don't need to. But our colonists don't really have anything to do right now. So I'll tell you what. I would love to get this copper that's up here. That is copper, right? Yeah, that's copper. Copper is a nice resource to have. There's a whole bunch of copper down here, but we need to be careful about the vacuum. Yeah, let's start making our way up to this, and we'll just go like that, and maybe something like that. And then hopefully we can get all of that copper. And then I do want to move down here and harvest this algae and whatnot, because I believe we can turn algae either into oxygen or food. I forget which, but we'll figure it out as we go. All right, so I'm going to speed up time as they burn their way through all of this sandstone here and hopefully eventually get to our copper so we can start building some other stuff. I'm trying to think what else we should build. Definitely the microbe musher is going to be high on our priority list because we do need to eat. We definitely need to eat. Food is good. Okay, there you go. So now we actually have raw metal, and you can see it up here in the upper right-hand side of the screen. So we have raw metal, and now we can actually build other stuff. Now, oxygen is probably going to be an important thing that we want to take advantage of. You can see we've got these overlays, so we can actually see the concentration of oxygen in these different areas, and you can get an idea based on the color. So we're still doing pretty good. There are some red spots, but you can see right now we're being told that we need food. So I think that's going to be our top priority. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a microbe musher. And I think, where should we put it? Maybe, where are we gonna put this thing? I guess we'll put it here, and we'll carve out this space. Can we take that out? Why can't we? There we go, okay. So they'll dig that out, hopefully. It's not selecting that spot. I don't know what's exactly happening there. And then, of course, we need power to power this new device that we've got. And Our placement here isn't great. I wonder if I shouldn't have put it there. I don't know. Who cares? We're learning as we go. You got to bear with me here. We do probably want a battery to go along with our hamster wheel generator here, so you can see they have to manually generate power right now, basically by running in this hamster wheel. That's currently our only source of power. So we do need to plug in our what is this thing called? Microbe musher. Okay, so our microbe musher is built, but we do need to build our manual generator. So hopefully Metrodora. Man, that's a tricky name. I should have thought that one through if I had to say her name more than once. I should have given her an easier name to say. Stop farting, Eleanor. Jeez, man. She is putting everybody to the test. Okay. All right, so we're going to normal speed here. And Grungy is running the electricity. Now, we do need to put some actual stuff in here to make some stuff. So we can make mush bar, an edible putrefied mud slop, preferable to starvation, but only just barely. May cause diarrhea. That's fantastic. So Eleanor is going to be a nightmare if she gets diarrhea and flatulence at the same time. No one is going to want to sleep next to her. And then we also can get lice loaf, meal lice compacted into a dense, immobile loaf. That sounds disgusting. Oh gosh. Okay, so the lice loaf is something that is better for us because it won't cause diarrhea, but I don't know if we can actually make it. Do we have lice? Where do we see edible? Muckroot and field ration. Yeah, so we only have muckroot, so we can only make mush bars, which is disgusting. All right, so let's make up. Oh no. Oh shoot. Okay, we are missing water. So this is where the water comes into play. Okay, so that's okay. We can just, actually, I think what I want to do is just build down like that. Okay, for now we're gonna go like this. And let's go ahead and, I guess, speed up time. We've got some oxalite emitting oxygen, insufficient oxygen generation. Okay, this is kind of scary. Now, obviously, oxygen is one of our main priorities, hence the name of the game. So let's see what we can do about oxygen. So we can take this algae deoxidizer and turn this into oxygen, which is a fantastic plan. Now, we just need to plug this thing into power. So I think we'll just run this like that. Can we just, boop, plug it in right there? That's fantastic. There we go. We don't have enough copper, so we do need to get more copper. Can they get up there? They can't get up there. Oh, no. I've kind of trapped them off from getting up there. So we'll have to build a ladder here, which I'm not too concerned about. In fact, what we can do is go to the base thing here, and we can build a ladder like that. I want to do that because then we can get into this area. So in fact, I'm going to go ahead and take this section out here. Still kind of learning the controls as I go. So bear with me as I figure this out, guys. Oh no, Metrodora, she just fell asleep. Is she? I forgot. Is she narcoleptic? Yeah, she's narcoleptic. There you go. There's her narcolepsy at play. All right, I definitely want to get down here and get this copper ore because this stuff is so stinking valuable, but obviously the water is very valuable as well. So, I'm kind of scrambling here because I don't know exactly what I'm doing, obviously, but I'm doing the best I can. So, we do need to get the water to start producing food, and then obviously we need copper to continue producing the stuff that we need. So like, for instance, creating the power lines for our oxygen algae deoxidizer. That's a very important thing on the docket, and I don't feel like we're getting there quick enough. Oh my goodness, Eleanor, why did I go with someone who farts so much? Why did I do that? She's killing everybody off. But at least Grungy's getting some serious exercise. Good for her. All right, so you can also change the priorities, which is super cool. So right now everything is at 5, but if we set if we click 6 here, we can select this digging, which I want to get done faster. We can set this to 6, so this is going to take higher priority over everything else, which is very cool and very easy to do. It's very easy to manage. All right, so we've actually broken into this other node here, and I don't think we can quite get down to the copper yet, but if we do that, because the replicants can only, is that their names? Replicants? Duplicant, sorry. Duplicates. The duplicants can only climb 2 spaces that are 2 spaces high, or they can climb down. What am I saying? Duplicants can only access spots, you know, their height, basically. But there is something kind of cool that we can do here. If we click on the character and we go show navigation, you can actually see all the areas that they can go to, which is very, very neat. So you can see they can't get down here because this is too high. So that's my goal here, is to just break that down so that they can climb down and then they can get access to this copper. Of course, we do need to be aware of the fact that there is a vacuum here. We don't want to open that up because that, I assume that will suck our oxygen in and lose the amount of oxygen that we have. I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation at this point, but I'm just doing the best I can with what I know. So, okay, they're going to start collecting water, which is fantastic news. Now we can finally start getting some food going here. Now, I do want to check our breathable. You can see we're getting some red in this area, and that's not great for business. I wonder if we can break open this oxalite here and maybe get some more oxygen into our area. So I think what I'm gonna do is just cut this, and I don't know if they can reach that part, but I'm just gonna have that carved out, and hopefully that will give us some more oxygen. All right, so I am gonna prioritize this thing over here, so that we can get down to the copper, but everybody's sleeping right now, so we'll just go ahead and speed through the night, because I don't feel like there's much for us to do. I mean, we can do some planning and some thought here, but who needs thinking? That's overrated. You see these things? Mealwood? That is really interesting. A nutritious, hardy plant well suited for domestication. It produces an edible grain that is suspiciously capable of movement. That is disgusting. That is moving grain. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel gross. All right, so everybody's getting back to work. Hopefully we can start producing some of this mush bar. Ugh, I hope nobody gets diarrhea. Now, the outhouse. Does the outhouse actually fill up? It has like this meter on the side, and I'm looking at this thing, and that looks pretty disgusting. Is there something that tells us? Contaminated? I don't see anything here. Must be emptied of contaminated dirt periodically. Okay, that's gross. Who's gonna do that? It's probably gonna be Eleanor, because she already smells like poop because she's constantly farting. All right, here's what I'm thinking. In addition to our power grid that we've set up, I think we should set up a battery so that we can stockpile some of our battery runoff or our power runoff. So in the event that we generate too much power, because Grungy is so efficient at her job here, it will actually apply it to the battery here so that we can store a little bit. So I think that'll be good for business here. But we are producing oxygen, but we're still getting this insufficient oxygen generation. Your colony has produced 13 kilograms of oxygen today. Your duplicants have consumed 59 kilograms of oxygen. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Oh, look at that. One of our duplicants is increasing in their construction skill. Metrodora is increasing her construction, so that's really cool. So they level up as they do things. So that's a nice feature there. Okay, we can finally get down to the copper here. So I think what we're gonna do is just carve out this section. We're also gonna get some coal. Now, I do wanna harvest this, but I don't know exactly how to do that and then what to do with it once I've harvested it. So maybe that's something that we'll address in the next episode. I'm gonna bump up the priority here of this so that hopefully we can get some more oxygen being produced. The algae deoxidizer is doing what it does. I just don't know if it's enough. So I'm not sure exactly what I should do. If I should put maybe I should put a deoxidizer down here. I don't know actually. Maybe we should harvest all this algae. I'm feeling like maybe that's the way to go. So let's just start by harvesting all of the algae here, and we'll just kind of go from there. All right, we're breaking open this area. Hopefully this will give us a little bit more oxygen. Oh man, Metrodora, no, you're blocked in. We can't have that. I get that. Okay, there we go. The sandstone is falling down. It kind of works the same way as gravel in Minecraft. It just falls down if you dig out from underneath it. Oh, it looks like we have another duplicant on the way. Less than a minute away, we'll be able to produce another duplicant from our printing pod, which is hilarious. We're just printing colonists here. That is a fantastic thing. We've got some more algae that we can harvest from our actual area here. So that's pretty good. In fact, I think I want to harvest all of this, and then maybe what we'll do is we will replace it. Can we just replace it with these tiles and just do that? And that'll look much nicer too. I hope that that they still do the digging job though. I don't know if these tiles replace what I told them to do. I'm not exactly sure. But I guess we'll find out. All right, 30 seconds left for our next duplicant. So I'll tell you what, we should probably build them a cot. I don't know where. Okay, it's just gonna go right here because I'm out of space up here, which is probably bad for business, but they're just gonna have to make do with that. All right, 10 more seconds. All right, we've got our first duplicant delivery here. So we get to choose a duplicant, and we can pick from 3. We have Woodrow, Will, and Nadia. Will he seems pretty good here. He's got some decent cooking, and he's got some really good learning. And he's a quick learner, and he just doesn't cook. Why does he have cooking skill if he doesn't cook? All right, that's okay, that's okay. Yeah, so let's go with Will. Yeah, let's print him. All right, Will is our next colonist here. Fantastic. Well, all right, guys, I am out of time for today, so that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully this was a decent start to our colony, and we're not doomed to failure. But if we do end up dying and losing this colony, we can just start another one. It's no big deal. We're learning as we go. We are experiencing the game here just on the fly, so you gotta bear with me as I learn. But if you guys have any tips for me, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and of course if you want to see more, definitely let me know, because this is a game that I would love to continue playing on the channel. If you did enjoy this, be sure to hit that like button, and of course if you'd like to see more, you can subscribe to my channel. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.